The Five Guys. I didn't know if there was like a special room where you can take me out back.
Now, we got to talk about a slightly dicey subject area, and that is OnlyFans and the rise of some very creepy viral OnlyFans influencers, like one woman who we're going to discuss today because this OnlyFans star is now openly harassing teenagers in public. Her name is Bonnie Blue. She's a big OnlyFans model, actress. I don't know what the right word is. Whatever. I think you get the idea. OnlyFans is a private subscription service for spicy content, the kind of content you cannot post on normal social media because of its lack of clothing and inclusion of adult activities, shall we say. So that's what she does. She's become rather infamous because she brags about seducing and sleeping with as many barely legal boys as she can get her hands on.
Hey boys, congratulations on finishing school. And I don't know if you know, but I've got the perfect way to let you celebrate. So come and find me, come and say hi, and I'll do the rest.
I wish I could say I was exaggerating. It's kind of disturbing. She even got herself banned from Australia with this because she wanted to go to this thing called Schoolies, which I guess is an event for like high school seniors or their equivalent, and go sleep with or seduce as many freshly legal boys as she could. Like, it's creepy stuff.
Adult content creator Bonnie Blue, who'd been offering her services to, quote, barely legal schoolies, has had her Australian visa cancelled. 7 News understands the Department of Home Affairs made the decision because the British woman was advertising the fact she was going to work in Australia despite being on a 12-month visitor visa. Blue has stirred up controversy on the Gold Coast over her plans to invite young school leavers to film with her.
But she's now descended to a new low of basically sexually harassing random young men in public, as this now viral video from a recent trip to Five Guys shows.
I just wondered, I can't see it on the menu, but where do I get the Five Guys from? The Five Guys. I didn't know if there was like a special room where you can take me out back.
No, I don't think that's happening.
What about after your shift? I mean, I'd want to give you, a good rating.
I'm a Christian man and I'm saving myself marriage.
I'm asking for what's on the menu, that's all.
Genuinely, I feel like I'm doing it right now. I can hand you a menu if you want.
Are you on it?
No, I'm not.
Oh, that's a shame.
Girl, I'm pretty sure that's sexual harassment. Like, and can we talk about how classy this man's response was and how he was clearly startled and taken aback by this just creepiness, but he handled it very well, I thought. Just being a random person who was, I'm not sure even knew he was being recorded. Good for him, honestly. Like, he's now going mega viral and everybody's giving him credit, and deservedly so. This guy quote tweeted the video and said, "Bonnie Blue recording me at work was not on my bingo card for this year, but here we are, I guess." It really must be crazy to interact with these internet people in real life when you're just a normal person and then find yourself going viral. I can't imagine what that's like. I've gone viral a time or two, but all in situations like me on television or me in a debate where I kind of knew that could happen. I was setting myself up for that, choosing to step into the public sphere, and it's not fun because you get a lot of hate. No matter if you're going viral for freaking bringing water to people in a drought, somebody will find some reason to hate on you and send you hate mail. It's not fun, but it's different when you're kind of asking for it, like I was in those instances. But when you're a random person going viral like this, that could probably be pretty unpleasant. And my heart does go out to him on that, but he's mostly getting positive feedback. He did post that at first he thought it was funny, but then he realized it's actually not okay. Real talk though, I'm actually okay. I thought it was funny at first, but in hindsight, she never asked for my age, never asked my consent to post, and persisted after several times of me saying no. This could have gone completely wrong if she did this to someone else, but alas. And look, I completely support giving this young man credit for how he handled the situation, but I don't think the conversation should stop there. I really do think we have to talk about the fact that this degenerate behavior from these OnlyFans people is getting more extreme. And just make no mistake, what we just witnessed was sexual harassment. Can you imagine swapping the genders and having a man who's, I don't know how old, probably mid-20s, going up to 16, 17, 18-year-old girls working some minimum wage job, hitting on them like this creepily, repeatedly, not taking no for an answer, and just like repeatedly propositioning them. We'd all say that's creepy red flag behavior. And I think it's still that, just when the sexes are reversed. Also, imagine a man doing this to a 17-year-old boy or young man behind a Five Guys register. We'd all call that guy a creep, a predator, a sex pest, other stronger words I probably can't say on here. And it just shouldn't be different. Like, you shouldn't get away with that just because you're a woman, especially because it's being done in such a cynical way. Like, this is just a marketing ploy. They purposefully set out to go viral by doing the most outrageous things imaginable, because they know that even if 95% of the people that see this will denounce them for it, will think, wow, this Bonnie Blue is terrible. 5%, and I'm looking at you, men, will go and sub to her OF anyway. They'll be like, oh, she's so horrible. What a harlot. What a terrible, horrible woman. Let me subscribe to her anyway, though, and see what she's got behind that paywall. And that's where I come down on some of this OnlyFans stuff. I really do think a lot of the people are very harmful. I think they are also kind of painting a false narrative, because the average person that does OnlyFans kind of permanently puts themselves out there. And once it's out there, it doesn't ever go away, even if it's behind a paywall, and makes very little money. But a few people at the top 1% of creators, make all this money and have this glamorous lifestyle. And they, I think, unfortunately attract young people into making accounts and making a decision that many of them will regret, with what is essentially false. At least it's only a tiny percent of people actually stumble into that level of success. And most of them make like $100 a month or whatever, and their nudes are out there forever. Like, once you show a hole on the internet, you can't unshow it. So for $100 a month, most people will regret that. Now, if they think they're going to make $600K a month, which is what Bonnie Blue apparently makes, according to one report I read, maybe they'll be enticed into it, but that's not the reality. And yet we have this problem where these OnlyFans people, it's men too, it's not just women, will go out and they have an incentive to go viral by any means possible. They'll go on podcasts, they'll do man on the street stuff, they'll go harass people in public, because the more extreme they get, the more subs they get. And so where I come back to this ultimately is, one, of course we condemn these people. Like, she's clearly a creep, a sleaze, not a good person. That just kind of goes without saying. But the ultimate problem here is the consumer base. There's a market for this. There are thousands upon thousands upon thousands of almost exclusively men who see this behavior and reward it by taking out their credit cards and giving this woman money, even though there's plenty of material they could view on the internet for free. And so I think the problem won't stop. This increasing kind of treadmill of toxicity of these OnlyFans people doing more and more outlandish things in public to get attention for themselves, until the market stops rewarding it. And so the problem is ultimately the people, or at least a slice of them, and particularly men, who are rewarding and encouraging this behavior. And if we want it to stop, we have to stop that, because ultimately everybody, even degenerate OnlyFans stars, responds to market incentives. And that's the root of the problem that's leading to these kinds of perverse viral moments. I can't even believe we're talking about this like it's a serious subject, but it is. It actually is. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Do hit that like button while you're at it, and make sure you're subscribed if you aren't yet.